Before the Civil War, the first historical black colleges were found in Pennsylvania and Ohio. Majority of the higher learning education institutes were predominantly white, who disqualified or limited African Americans to enroll. A century after the end of slavery, most of these colleges, especially in the southern states, regularly employed quotas to limit admissions of blacks. During Reconstruction, the Freedmen's Bureau pushed Congress to provide practical aid to 4 million newly freed African Americans in their transition from slavery to freedom. Its greatest accomplishments were in the education. More than 1,000 black schools were built and over $400,000 spent to establish teacher training institutions. In this video, we will explore our most prestigious historical black colleges and their origins. In 1837, the first HBCU was founded in Cheney, Pennsylvania. Cheney University, built on a land donated by the Cheney family. The university was founded as the African Institute in February 1837 and renamed the Institute of Colored Youth in April of that same year. The institute was founded by Richard Humphreys, a Quaker philanthropist who donated $10,000, which was 1/10 of his estate, to design and establish a school to educate people of African descent and prepare them as teachers. Up until 1914, Cheney did not award degrees. Soon after, it adopted the curriculum of a normal school. Cheney is the oldest African American institute of higher learning. In 1851, the University of the District of Columbia was established in Washington, D.C. It was known as the Normal School for Colored Girls, with the purpose to educate African American women. Founded by Myrtilla Miner, an educator and abolitionist, the school grew due to mergers and consolidation into the only public university in Washington, D.C. Later in 1879, the Normal School for Colored Girls was then known as Minor Normal School. The Washington Normal School was established in 1873 for girls and was renamed the Wilson Normal School in 1913. In 1929, the United States Congress made both schools four-year teacher colleges and designated Minor Teachers College for African Americans and Wilson's Teachers College for whites. In 1955, after the Brown versus Board of Education, the two schools merged into the District of Columbia Teachers College. In 1854, John Miller Dickey, a Presbyterian minister, and his wife Sarah Creason, a Quaker, founded Ashman Institute. Located in Hensonville, Pennsylvania, they named the school after a religious leader and social reformer, Jehudi Ashman. It was founded for the education of African Americans who had few opportunities for higher learning. John Dickey was the first president of the college, and he encouraged his first students and brother to support the establishment of Liberia as a colony for African Americans. This was the American Colonization Society project. In 1866, a year after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, Ashman Institute was renamed Lincoln University. As a privately historical black university in Wilberforce, Ohio, Wilberforce University, affiliated with the African Methodist Episcopal Church, the AME, was the first college to be owned and operated by African Americans. Founded in 1856, it was established between the Cincinnati, Ohio Conference of the Methodist Episcopal Church and the African Methodist Episcopal Church to provide classical education and teacher training for black youth. This was due to the fact that during the Civil War, the student population declined due to financial losses and was closed in 1863. Until the AME Church purchased the institution, Bishop Daniel Payne was one of the university's original founders and became the first president after reopening. Lemoyne-Owen College is a private historical black college affiliated with the United Church of Christ and located in Memphis, Tennessee. The Lemoyne Normal and Commercial School was founded in 1862. During the time, American Missionary Association opened an elementary school at Camp Shiloh, Tennessee for free blacks and escaped slaves. This was one of the many founded by the AMA as an integrated organization led by black and white, Congregational, Methodist, and Presbyterian ministers. In 1866, it was destroyed during white race riots following the withdrawal of federal troops in Memphis during the Civil War. The school was rebuilt and reopened in 1867 with 150 students and 6 teachers. In 1870, Francis Julius Lemoyne, who was a doctor and abolitionist, donated $20,000 to the American Missionary Association to build an elementary and secondary school for prospect teachers. Owen College was established as a junior college. So Lemoyne Owen College was formed during the 1968 merger of Lemoyne College and Owen College, both private, historically black, and church affiliated. Wayland Seminary was the Washington, D.C. school of the National Theological Institute. It was established in 1865 by the American Baptist Home Mission Society, a Christian missionary. It was primarily designed to provide education and training for African American freedmen to enter into ministry. Due to the Nat Turner Rebellion in 1831, it was unlawful to teach a slave to read. The American Baptist Home Mission Society proposed a National Theological Institute to educate any wishing to enter ministry. With the different branches in Richmond, Virginia, and Washington, D.C., classes began in 1867 in both cities. In D.C., classes were held in the basement of the First Colored Baptist Church of Washington, D.C., and eventually became Wayland Seminary. It was named to commemorate Francis Wayland, a former president of Brown University and the leader of the anti-slavery struggle. Being the oldest HBCU in Maryland, Bowie State University was founded in 1865 by the Baltimore Association for the Moral and Educational Improvement of Colored People as a teaching school. The school first used space at the African Baptist Church at Calvert Street and Sarasota Street in Baltimore, Maryland. Formerly named the Baltimore School for Colored Teachers, in 1883, it was reorganized as the Baltimore Normal School and educated African Americans to be teachers for African American students until 1908. At the first institution of teaching under the Maryland Department of Education, it was redesignated as a Normal School Number 3. In 1910, it was moved to the Jericho Farm in Prince George's County. About 60 students lived in the farmhouse alone. In 1914, it was renamed as the Maryland Normal and Industrial School in Bowie. In 1935, it was renamed Maryland Teachers College at Bowie. In 1963, Bowie State was officially named a liberal arts school, and it was named Bowie State University in 1988. Atlanta University founded in 1865. Clark College was founded in 1869. Atlanta University was founded by the American Missionary Association with the assistance from the Freedmen's Bureau. It was the nation's oldest graduate institution serving a predominantly African American student body. In the 1870s, the college began granting bachelor's degrees and black teachers to public schools in the South. Shortly after it moved its campus and merged with Clark College, Morris Brown College, and the Interdenominational Theological Center, Clark College was founded by the Methodist Episcopal Church, which later became the United Methodist Church. It was renamed after Bishop David Wascott Clark, who was the first president of the Freedmen's Aid Society and became bishop in 1864. In 1871, the school relocated to a new site, and in 1877, the school was chartered as Clark University. In 1988, it was consolidated, forming Clark Atlanta University. As a liberal arts institution, Shaw University was founded on December the 1st, 1865. It was the first HBCU in the southern United States. The school was also founded by the American Baptist Home Mission Society. Henry Martin Tupper, a Baptist minister, founded the university located in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was established for African Americans following the end of the Civil War. After he established the Second Baptist Church of Raleigh, he and his Bible study students constructed a two-story building where he taught freedmen. In 1875, Shaw Collegiate Institute became Shaw University. Only two major structures existed. Hiding from lynch mobs in one of his buildings, it provided instruction services, a library, and lodging. It was renamed Shaw Collegiate Institute after Elijah Shaw, the benefactor of Shaw Hall, the first building. In 1875, it became Shaw University. In 1881, the medical building became reality, and the Leonard Medical Building was erected in 1881. January 10, 1885, opened for patients. It began the first four-year medical school for trained African American doctors in the South. Leonard Medical School was founded in 1881 as the first four-year medical school in the South to train black doctors and pharmacists, the first school in the state to offer a four-year curriculum. Fisk University, located in Nashville, Tennessee, was founded in 1866. After the Civil War, leaders of the Northern American Missionary Association founded the Fisk Free Color School for the education of freedmen in Nashville. Named after General Clinton B. Fisk of the Tennessee Freedmen's Bureau, he established the first free schools for white and black children. The American Missionary Association was supported by the United Church of Christ. Fisk opened for classes on January 9, 1866. Fisk was the first African American institution to gain accreditation by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. Lincoln University is a public historical black land grant university in Jefferson City, Missouri. It was founded in 1866 by African American veterans of the Civil War. During the Civil War, the 62nd Colored Infantry Regiment of the United States Army raised $6,300 to set up a black school, headed by a white abolitionist officer named Richard Foster. Foster opened the Lincoln Institute in 1866. The institute had a black student body, both black and white teachers. The state government provided $5,000 a year to train for the state's new black school system. Under the Morrill Act of 1890, Missouri designated the school a land-grant university, emphasizing agriculture, mechanics, and teachings. As a black liberal arts college in Holly Springs, Mississippi, Rust College was founded in 1866, and it is the second oldest private college in the state. It's affiliated with the United Methodist Church and one of the 10 historically black colleges and universities founded before 1868 that is still operating. It was founded on November the 24th, 1866 by Northern missionaries with a group called the Freedmen's Aid Society and the Methodist Episcopal Church. In 1870, chartered by Shaw University, honoring Reverend S.O. Shaw, who made a gift of $10,000 to adjust to inflation. The school then, in 1892, to avoid its confusion with Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina, changed the name to Rust University in honor of Reverend Richard S. Rust of the Cincinnati, Ohio, who was a preacher, abolitionist, and secretary of the Freedmen's Aid Society, who also helped with finding the college. In 1915, the institution assumed the name Rust College. Rust College is the oldest of the 11 historical black colleges and universities with the United Methodist Church and second oldest private college in Mississippi. Alabama State University was founded in 1867 as the Lincoln Normal School of Marion. In December 1873, the State Board accepted transfer. In 1874, Alabama State University became America's first state-supported educational institution for blacks as a teachers' college. The second president, William Patterson, moved the school to Montgomery in 1887. After moving there, it became the normal school for colored students. In 1928, it became four-year school. In 1929, it was the State Teachers College, Alabama State College for Negroes in 1948, and an Alabama State College in 1954. Then in 1969, it became Alabama State University. Fayetteville State University, located in Fayetteville, North Carolina, is the second oldest state-supported school in North Carolina. After the Civil War in 1865, education began in Fayetteville's African American community, beginning with Phillips and Sumner Schools for primary and intermediate learning. In 1867, the schools came together to form Howard School. With the vision of the Freedmen's Bureau, Chief General Oliver O. Howard erected a building on land donated by prominent African American men, such as Matthew N. Leary, Andrew J. Chestnut, Robert Simmons, George Granger, Thomas Lorax, Nelson Carter, and David A. Bryant, who together paid $136 for 2 lots in Gillespie Street in Fayetteville, forming their board of trustees to maintain the property for the education of local black youth. In 1877, North Carolina legislature provided for the establishment of the first teacher and training institution for African Americans in the state. Due to the success of the students, Howard School became the state-colored normal school and the first state-sponsored institution for the education of African American teachers in the South. Under the leadership of Dr. J. Ward Seabrook, it became Fayetteville State Teachers College in 1939. In 1959, under the presidency of Dr. Rudolph Jones, it became Fayetteville State College. In 1969, Dr. Charles Lyons Jr. became president, and it was then renamed Fayetteville State University.